pulse of its own.
3, 2, 1.
Final Encountercast. Interesting conflicts, not conflicts of interest.
Typical corporate bullshit.
With your hosts, Nate, Robbie, Chris, Nika, and Callie. FinalEncountercast.com.
Ready? Get set? Go!
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Final Encountercast, your now weekly favorite talk show. What's up? My name's Nate. Thank you for joining me. Of course, we've got everyone on screen. We've got them all labeled. It should be pretty easy to tell who everyone is. We've got Robbie, Chris, Callie, and Nika joining us. And I appreciate having you all here on a holiday weekend. Happy holidays to everyone celebrating this weekend. We appreciate your time. And super excited to have you here because we are, of course, going weekly as of this weekend. It's an exciting venture for us, but it's been done because of your generous support over at patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. Of course, Limit Break Radio is our other talk show that we have over at twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. And that show is for Final Fantasy XIV. If you've never heard it and you play Final Fantasy XIV, then head on over to limitbreakradio.com. Check that out. But if you don't play FF14, that show might also, we've gotten some people into FF14 just by doing this show. So give it a shot, limitbreakradio.com. We appreciate you hanging out with, like I said, this holiday weekend in full effect. Happy to be here and excited to talk about some gaming news because, man, there have been some huge news stories, some great discussion topics to go down in the last couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about a couple of those. We want to take your calls, and we'll take your calls at Final Encountercast on Skype or 810-207-1764. We're working on getting Discord set up so that you can call in over Discord as well. What? What?
You literally pissed into... Can you...
What?
Hand that to Callie.
Why?
It's an Easter card.
What? I pissed...
I was trying to get his attention.
Okay. I don't know what's happening.
It says, for Callie.
Oh, you don't need to read it.
Oh, no?
You don't need to. I mean, I guess if you want to, you can.
Why would you give him a card and tell him not to read it?
I mean, aloud.
This is a wonderfully drawn thing of, I assume that's me.
Yes, that's you.
That is me.
That's you.
With my beautiful eyes. Mm-hmm. And there is my mouth is very open.
It's very open.
Very open. It's not closed at all. And I assume that's a penis.
It's labeled.
It's labeled. It is a penis. It may even be Juxta's penis.
We got I don't know if you guys heard, we got a nice little $1 donation there from Evil Hippie saying, "Eat a dick, Thor." Nice.
Well, I don't know about Thor, but I have been given the express written permission to officially eat a dick, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that just
can we show that? Is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just pornography?
I have no idea.
Well, we're getting kicked off, maybe.
Yeah.
So, Gallo, thank you, Robbie. Wonderful.
Honestly, for all of the shit that we do over on Refresh, which is live here at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast, Wednesdays at 10 a.m., make sure that you join us. If we can get away with half of the shit that we've gotten away with over there, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
So, again, thank you.
Plus, if we ever do get banned, we can just blame it on Refresh. That's my plan anyway.
You probably wouldn't be incorrect. You probably wouldn't be incorrect. I have to be honest. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Of course, we're going to talk about a couple of issues going on. And again, we want to take your calls. Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764 to call in live to the show. We're going to be discussing Aragate, which there's that has to do with Twitch and Twitch streaming.
Yep. Our bro Jim Stirling, who's not really our bro, but we'd like him to be our bro.
Yeah. notice us, senpai. Please. I got to admit, I'm a Stirling fan.
Even if you just want to rip us to shreds, we promise we won't sue you.
I feel like,
at least we
I feel like there are precious few people Nate would say, notice me, senpai, about.
And not feel immediately guilty about it.
Yeah. No, Jim Stirling's legit. So we're going to talk about him and Digital Homicide, their little beef that they've got going on. But first, as we always do, let's check out the latest in gaming news.
I'm here to do the news tonight.
And that's the way the news goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Here's a story that's out of this world.
Just to make it even more awkward, I decided to put the camera solely on you, Callie.
Yeah, that's nice because with the headset I can barely hear it. So I'm like, all right,
I know.
I think it's over with. Here we go. Alrighty, guys.
I feel like that news intro is really long.
I kept thinking, like, it's probably over by now, right?
No,
I remember this being really long.
No, it sure isn't. By the way, I do want to say, I starting the show today, extremely irritated because during Limit Break Radio, my headphones just decided an entire side was just going to short out for no fucking reason. Yep. So thanks for switching headphones.
No problem. I think it's weird that I can still hear you guys just fine. It's all production that gets hard to hear.
Yes, there's a very actual good reason for that, but not one that
we're going to go into.
Not one that anyone would be interested in hearing.
Fair enough. Alrighty, guys. Microsoft and Sony have recently both dropped press snippets saying that they're interested in future multiplayer games to be synced up with no more console-exclusive servers. So you will be able to play multiplayer games with your friend on Xbox One or with your friend on PS4.
This is technology. Huge. Right, but like I feel like the way this is going down, it's the passive-aggressive way of letting your ex know that you want to get back together, but neither of you actually want to take the first steps.
Hey, you want to like hang out sometime?
Microsoft is
maybe?
like, wouldn't it be cool? Like, we're interested in doing this. We're totally up for it. And then Sony, without naming anyone, is like, yeah, we'd totally be up for doing that too.
It's that awkward text message you get where like, us dating wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, so maybe we should do that
Meanwhile, the Wii is over here like, guys, invite me to the party.
Well, but I mean, like, I sort of feel like Microsoft has been forced to this position. They're not performing well in the marketplace.
Yep.
Right.
Their product is just not doing well. And, they have to do something to try to bring people back. And there's a huge barrier for entry when 4 out of 5 of your friends have PS4s and all you want to do is play The Division. Right?
Yeah, but here's kind of the problem that you run into, though. Is that necessarily going to bring back the consumers that you've lost? Because if I've already bought a PS4, this isn't going to make me suddenly go, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy me an Xbox One.
No, this
is basically just keeping, in like a desperate attempt, what you already have.
But here's the thing. Do you own a PS4?
I do not.
Yeah. See, there's
PC Master Race.
There's a lot of people who haven't made the jump into the 8th generation console.
Yeah.
Or 8th console generation. Mm-hmm. And because of that, like I really feel like they are trying to play to the people, to the late adopters, right? I'm
still probably going to buy a PS4 first.
Yeah.
Because you're smart. Because you're very smart.
What's interesting, I think, is they keep talking about this as being the online multiplayer is no longer being exclusive to each console. But is this the end of console exclusivity for titles that release too? Is this the beginning of the end?
Do we even really have that anymore? I mean, Tomb Raider came out on one console first, but then a year later we got it on PC and the other one anyhow.
Well, I don't know. The Wii U is still clinging to Bayonetta.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Like in Uncharted.
Come on.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that Nintendo shit.
Every time he opens his Nintendo fanboy mouth, I just want to shove a sock in it.
Get out of here with that Nintendo shit.
Nintendo has exclusives. This you cannot deny.
You know what? They do. You are right. They do have exclusives.
But that's because they make first-party games also. A lot of other people don't really.
We also don't get games that are also on Xbox and PS4, but,
Was that a voice crack that I heard?
That was more like getting ready to cry, I feel like.
We have our Bayonetta, Mario Sports with Sonic.
Couldn't even get that one out seriously.
I like Smash Brothers.
I feel like that's all it really legitimately has.
But that's the thing.
I got my Zeldas.
Anything Mario and Zelda will
always.
It's this
$300 Smash Brothers simulator box.
but Nintendo has been staving off the Sega fate for years now. You know what I mean? Like because somehow they release a decent handheld and it props up the entire company, and they can they can absorb a loss like the Wii U. I mean, put fanboyism aside. The Wii U was not a good console.
No. In a lot of the ways, it feels to me like kind of like The Simpsons. Everyone wonders, how is it still around at this point, and can it hurry up and die so we can talk about how great it was for a bit? That's pretty much where it's at.
As a PC user, though, the only thing about this whole announcement that really gets me going is the fact that now I could possibly play with my friends without having to worry about them being on whatever. Like, I have so many friends who play PS4, and like when Mass Effect comes out, I'm gonna play it on the PC.
Right.
There's just no way about it. But doesn't this come down to, isn't it actually on the developers to come up with a way, like to basically create the back end for this into their own games? This isn't necessarily on Microsoft and Sony specifically, is it?
I feel like it's probably on both. I'm sure they're going to have to change things about the way their server architecture works to be compatible with each other.
Yeah, but then you've also got things like Nintendo's weird way that they do internet connection and network latency, because that's really the thing that you have to be able to normalize or regulate is the latency between hardware.
Nintendo's never going to get any like mainstream games that you would want to play with PS4.
Yeah,
no, they're not. They're just not, because they don't have hardware that can support it.
Yeah, the Nintendo, until now, when we started bashing them, Nintendo never entered into this equation for me whatsoever.
No, me either. But I mean, Nintendo's always been like a local party console. It's never been
that's true.
an online.
Yeah,
I mean, they did have Call of Duty for the Wii, didn't they?
Did they really?
I love how everything they say about Nintendo is met with trepidation and just like, okay.
Because I remember they had like blood filters and stuff for the kids.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What I've always wanted, and this is probably just a shot in the dark, the shooting for the stars, end days type of thing. But what I'd like to see is some type of unified like gaming organization where things, and I know you guys are going to be all like, at first, but where things like achievement points play some type of actual role, where maybe getting to certain levels of them nets you something, free subscriptions to something, some type of special perks or something like that.
I felt like they should do that for a long time.
Right,
so
exactly.
So what you're saying is you want to register all the gamers into one circle. Okay,
don't turn me into Team Iron Man. I will come across this studio.
I oppose that idea.
You son 100%.
Of a bitch.
Fuck you. No, because
Nintendo users deserve their anonymity.
The Video Game Registration Act is underway.
No, because it won't. It's not something that would be forced upon you. Fuck you.
If it exists, it is forced upon you.
Oh my god, that was way too clever than I want to give you credit for. You know what, Kelly? That was a good joke. I like that.
Fuck you,
Kelly. Be my
like shit, doesn't
Kelly.
it?
Be my Spider-Man.
Only if you'll call me Underoos.
The only reason I think that's kind of stupid is that weren't there people for like to get the highest Xbox rating and stuff? They would go and buy like the cheapest, easiest, dumbest games and like max out all the
Definitely.
achievements. And shit like that.
Achievement horse.
But
sure.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, they're spending money.
Yeah, you got to spend your money on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you?
You could do it. Yeah, you could do it through Runnels. You could do it through Runnels. I don't know, man. There's ways that
it's a neat idea.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea that I've ever heard.
So
if you're Satan,
easy cap
or Iron Man, apparently.
PlayStation VR is set to launch in October for $399. While this is a delay, as the device was scheduled to be released in the first half of the year, Sony has said they want enough hardware to meet demand, as they're hoping for mass adoption early on. Over 230 devs are currently said to be working on titles compatible with PlayStation Virtual Reality.
Are you shitting me? $400 and that's it? That's it? $400 and I can be... I could be doing VR.
That's as much as a console, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I've already got the PS4.
Yeah.
All you need on top of that is the camera. That's it.
That seems so fucking low.
It is so low.
I just saw an article on PCPer the other day. In order to, or they had their, I don't think it was their top build, but it was a decent build. But for a VR ready system, they're talking $2,500.
Yeah. You are talking if you have nothing, let's say, you're talking about a camera, a PS4, and the VR, you're talking about $1,000 barrier for entry on VR. That is
That's
dirt cheap.
ridiculous.
That is, that's insane.
How well is that performance is what I want to know. Because comparatively, when you look at... you know what? Because getting a decent PC nowadays, you're looking at what, like $600, $700, maybe $800, right?
Yeah.
That's for a really
low
good
end. No. You know what? That price point on PC Peer is for a mid-tier system.
Yeah, I would
that's
put
about
that mid-tier.
That's about double the price of a PS4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you're telling me from having nothing, barrier to entry $1,000, and they're talking about $2,500 for VR,
it's ridiculous.
That's about double. So maybe
it's ridiculous.
Maybe.
Sony's got to be losing money on these. They have to be.
Or
I
it's
don't
just
know.
not that good.
Maybe, but this is
might
twice
be
now.
really weak VR.
We were really surprised with how cheap the PS4 was when they announced the price point, and a lot of that was a dick over
They were
Microsoft.
trying to slight Xbox.
Yeah, it was a dick over Microsoft, but I mean, can you argue with the results?
No, I can't. But I don't see how could it. I mean, I obviously these words can come back to haunt me, but how could it be bad? The
what could possibly go wrong?
I know, right?
Hold on.
Cliche time.
Nate, here's what I would like you to picture. All right, so you're at Nintendo headquarters. Okay.
Always goes back to Nintendo.
Hang on. What?
Why is he at
How did we get to Nintendo?
Bear with me, okay? You are the president of Nintendo, okay? This is several years ago. You've just announced that the Nintendo Revolution is going to be the Nintendo Wii, and it's all the latest craze and, all kinds of doohickeys and little lollipop-shaped things and whatnot, and this is the future. How can it go wrong?
No, because they're like, let's try new concepts. VR is a fairly well-tested technology.
Okay.
It's fairly normalized among most of the hardware. At least that's been the feedback from people who have used the Samsung headsets, who have used the Oculus Rift, and who have had a bunch of experiences among a bunch of different hardware. And I feel like as long as it works, as long as it functions, and the thing about every piece of Sony technology that I've used is that it just fucking works. Like right now, everything seems to work and talk to one another. I expected the remote play for the PS4 on the Vita to be janky as fuck. It's not.
Yep.
It's totally not. It's great, and that's the thing. Maybe it's that I have faith in Sony because they put out great hardware. Maybe not great selling, but great performing hardware. And the second thing is that I really feel like the VR technology has been pretty normalized.
Okay, because the biggest fear that I have, right? Because Wii games perform fine for what the Wii is, right? But when we look at what they have, Wii Sports, Wii Bowling, Wii this, it's all just like basic shit.
I agree.
And that's the one thing that I'm worried about is all the stuff that they're going to have for it isn't going to be...
It's going to be like that for a little bit because it's going to take developers a while to wrap their head around it, and then it's going to take time for the people who are more talented at the VR development to step in and really use the platform.
Put us in MGS or put us in Mass Effect.
Here's the thing though, comparing where we're going to be at with PlayStation VR versus the Wii coming out was motion capture had two things working against it. It was still very, very new. No one had done it real well before, and anytime you had motion capture, it had kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Now what we're looking at with the PSVR is the Oculus has paved the way for all this. It has been a concept in the marketplace now for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's well received and it's good.
Yeah, and there's also another fairly big factor at play with the Sony VR headset, and that is that it will work in theater mode with every existing PS4 title.
Yeah.
I mean, right there. There. I mean, dude, I would love to play
How good will that be, though? If it's retroactively working, it can't be that great on the other.
It's theater mode. It's basically like you just... it's not... Your head movements are not controlling anything. You're controlling everything as a camera, but you have a gigundous screen.
Yeah, you're pushing you're taking yourself out of reality in the aspect that you're sealing yourself off from the rest of the world with that headset
it's not that
sensory deprivation.
You're not going to be able to use the VR controls, but theater mode just says you're going to be able to put the display that you would normally put on a television onto the VR headset, and that is a fairly huge selling point for me.
Yeah.
Is it heavy?
So now you can't
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I don't know any of the actual weight specs on it.
My curiosity is, what is the specs going to be like on the headset, or is it going to come with any form of headset with it? Because if not, you are going to want to invest in a really good noise canceling headset, because that's going to really put you into the mood, especially doing horror games.
Malfested asking a pretty good question in the chat. Will it lag if you use it on FF14? I don't think it would, even if you're using Wi-Fi to be able to connect the two. I think they're going to use Bluetooth or some kind of stronger connection that doesn't have as much range. But if they do end up using Wi-Fi, I can tell you right now that when I play remote play on my Vita or on my PlayStation TV, that the only thing that affects the quality of the display is my Wi-Fi strength, my signal strength. That's it. That's it. And there's no amount of information that will pump through the network that will negatively affect that. I don't see
So
it.
the only question I have now is how long until we see a news headline that someone was robbed while they were playing with their VR headset because they couldn't see or hear a damn thing.
It makes me excited for when the Omni Mill comes out and you're going to be able to literally walk and do the movement controls with your feet. That's going to be cool.
No, that already happens though, Robbie. My friend actually made a post the other day that there was no one home except one person who was gaming, and he was paying so much attention to gaming he didn't pay any attention to the sounds he heard in the basement, and they got robbed. This is a real story.
I love to have to explain to my roommates that someone robbed the place while I was playing video games upstairs.
So I can imagine it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, but just stepping around you, not just in other rooms, but literally everything's gone, but the PS4 and the couch you're sitting on.
I can see the guy's contemplating it as he looks at all right, I've stolen everything else. Now do I risk trying to get the TV? All right. Warcraft is finally getting a new patch. No, not World of, but Warcraft 3.
What?
Yep, that's right.
What?
No.
Patch 1.27a has launched, bringing with it support for Mac 10.10 and 10.11, as well as enhanced compatibility with Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10.
You're not just talking about the Warcraft movie?
No,
hold
on.
Thing.
They still play that competitively, though, right?
Yeah.
That's probably what it's in relation to.
But Diablo 2 got the same patch all these years later. Diablo 2 got a patch.
Is that played competitively?
I don't think so.
No, but it does still have a fairly healthy community that plays.
Sadly,
there are dedicated people to hurting themselves. I'm not sure why.
These are the same type of people that play League of Legends, I assume.
I don't know.
Probably not.
It's
self-loathing.
It's a totally different kind of masochism.
In a bit of sad news this week, Pokemon creative designer Eric Midal was killed in a windstorm-related car accident in, I believe, Oregon this week.
Yeah, that
Washington
is incredibly sad.
Yes.
Apparently his daughter was in the car. His kid was in the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when it happened. A kid was okay.
Yes.
Kid was okay.
He unfortunately was not.
Yeah.
Those must have been some strong winds, too.
There was a windstorm.
People were commenting the winds were insane, like 80, 90 miles an hour. It was just nuts.
Yeah, oh, man, that is just, that is a bummer.
So we'd like to pass along our condolences.
That sucks. I mean, that really, a lot of times, we make light of this sort of thing, but that's tragic, man. That is just a horror of happenstance.
Yep.
Wrong place, wrong time. God damn.
Yep. Following that lovely bit of news, XCOM creator Julian Gollop has announced his next game to release, though we have precious little to go on. He's only given the name, which is Phoenix Point, and a short description, which is turn-based tactical combat, world-based strategy.
The world-based. Well, but hold on, because the world-based strategy is kind of interesting.
That's just a geoscape.
You think it'd be as
what else would you call a geoscape? That's world-based strategy.
Yeah, I guess, but I would hope that if he was using it as an actual descriptor for the game as a whole, because you wouldn't use that for XCOM.
Why wouldn't you?
Because
you just call it tactical combat.
Yeah, because the actual combat has very little to do with the geoscape. Now, the fact that he's using... Yeah.
How are you going to do good in the tactical combat if you don't utilize the geoscape properly? You can't, if you don't research stuff properly, you're going to fail.
That just depends. That just takes you to where you're going. That's more of a world map than it is anything else. Yeah.
I don't really have a great a grasping of like what it means when it says world-based strategy. What I picture is, do you remember the old Soul Calibur 2 cabinets? Did anyone ever see those? Okay.
I think I do.
There was a game mode that you could do where basically they had this map that had territories you could control, and you play for a certain side with your like account, and then you go and take when you do the fighting match. If you win, you take over that territory.
I remember
and
this.
It was all about like doing these mini little fights against actual like people's like characters to take over the world.
Sounds like Risk.
I was going to say,
yes. It's Risk where you do the battles.
That's what I want to see. I want to see something that's more like XCOM, but on a global scale where you're doing these battles and, you're trying to either take over or defend the world, but it's not just like, all right, here, this one battle in this small section of the forest determines the fate for half of Asia.
Right. It's all these battles going on that affect that area of the world.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really cool way to handle it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Alrighty. Final Fantasy XI will indeed be finding new life on mobile platforms. This is separate from Final Fantasy Grandmasters, which is a spin-off set in Vana'diel. This game will be more along the lines of a mobile port of the original game. The combat is being reworked for touchpad interface, and while the game will be multiplayer, single player will remain a focus to support the idea of it being on a mobile interface. And I told you, there's no way they will let one of their numbered titles be completely unplayable. It will never happen. I knew it.
Just let it die. Just let it die.
No, I think that this is great.
It is cool. It is cool.
This is
I 100%.
phenomenal.
It's going to be good for all those people that are like, I never played 11 because it was online. I didn't care for it. But now they can at least like do the story and do most of it single player.
It should be.
No worries. No words on that so far. It's a mobile game. I would expect it to be.
Why would it be sub-based?
Cash shop type thing.
No.
I think this is a very, very cool concept, but like just, knowing what it used to be and like what it is now, part of me is just like, let it die.
Well, see, my question is it going to be a direct port of everything SOA included, or is it going to be starting from
a certain point, you mean?
Rise of Zillow?
I would see them kind of going the same route, maybe like releasing more stuff over time. At start, I would probably see Rise of the Zillow Chains of Promathia included because that's where it got the level cap to 75. But
look at this. Can you imagine?
No, but
can you imagine like on this little thing? No way.
But at the same time, I cannot fathom it ever happening. Where there you go.
Right,
on that thing
on pads.
I cannot fathom it ever happening where they look and say, "Here's our library of games, but you can't play this one."
I
Why would you ever
agree.
do that?
Just because it's Final Fantasy.
Because it's an MMO.
Yeah, I think like what they've done for the past few years is get this game ready to be playable single player. Why not follow through on it and finish it up?
That's my thing, is that if they went back and released it, exact same game that it was at when it was Rise of Zillart, that game is unplayable on a mobile platform.
Yeah.
Well,
You'd have to have
they're going
things
to rework
like
combat. I could totally see them taking out a lot of the abilities in terms of for a simpler mobile style combat.
Maybe.
I just think they have
Totally reworking it.
They have spent the past 4 years in that game putting trust in and getting everything ready for that game to be single player. This has been in the works for a while. Then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a game that can be multiplayer, but it has single player capabilities, and that's what's coming. Now, you made an point keeping it sub-based. What would be an appropriate sub in your mind for this game?
$5.
$5 a month? $2.99? $3.99?
I don't see them putting a sub for that.
I don't either personally, but if they do, $2.99 a month.
How much does the game cost? It's a mobile game.
Yeah, it's not going to cost much, if anything.
How are they going to compress it to the size where it can? I mean, I understand that flash memory is like really, you can get a lot of memory on a fucking iPad right now. But still, it's like 11 gigs right now.
Yeah.
Like on its own.
This is going to be interesting.
How big is Record Keeper right now?
I have no idea.
Not that much.
Not big. Okay.
Hearthstone with all the high res cards is
big.
It's like 3 gig, I think.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they're not reworking graphics though. They're saying that they're reworking combat.
Right.
The graphics are old and shitty.
And
Like any mobile
interface-
device can run those graphics now.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If I can run Grand Theft Auto 3 on my phone,
sure,
then there's no reason that I can't run the FF11 engine.
It definitely sounds like their main point is trying to get it so that the controls function as a touchscreen. And really, what more do you need to do?
I hope that they make it also so that like Bluetooth controller is just as viable.
Although not confirmed, Sony is alleged to be working on a new, more powerful PS4, which will include support for 4K games as well as more graphics power overall. This may be in relation to the PlayStation VR, which is likely to require significant processing and graphical power.
Not necessarily. I've heard a lot of. I've actually heard that this is semi-confirmed from Sony that this is happening, but that it's mostly in relation to the 4K output and rather than something that has to do with PlayStation VR.
Because currently it can do 4K movies, but it can't do 4K games.
Right. Because that takes a little bit more processing power off the GPU.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. It's interesting because the note about Sony VR and the note about the PS4.5 came about a few days within each other. So a lot of people kind of conflated them together.
Yep. We have some official Pokemon Go footage.
All right.
Yay!
So apparently some of our team is excited about this. All right, let's check out this footage. So this is apparently from out at South by Southwest. I'm not sure that the audio is even really worth listening to. We're mostly going to be paying attention to the video here. So a public demonstration basically had this blown up on a big screen, but here we see an Ivysaur, and they've got it overlaid with the camera in the phone. And here, I kind of want to pause it here. This looks like fucking crap.
Yeah.
I would like to point out though, Chris, fuck me.
You suck.
That it's more than just a giant red arrow that says, walk in this direction, walk in this direction, walk in this direction. Oh, you found a Pokemon. Which is what you thought it was.
Okay, is this better?
Then that...
I don't think it actually looks that crappy for like a random, like a visual thing, just like putting a Pokemon in your actual world. I don't know.
I've seen other games that do AR placement way better than this.
Bravely Default.
Because that's exactly what I thought it was. Bravely Default. Because I mean, just look as I'm playing it. Like, look at how much the actual sprite is moving around as the camera moves. Like that should not be a 2D sprite that's just placed on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
That should be like.
You should be able to look around it.
Exactly. You should be able to move behind it and see it from behind.
We have 3D Pokemon.
Exactly.
Now.
How do we know how far away Pokemon Go is to actual release? Have they actually given a release date
this
on
year?
it?
It's 2016.
This year, bro.
But I mean, this is pre-release.
It is pre-release.
This could be polished up a bit.
This is leaked footage, so it's not even confirmed that this is real.
No.
So grain of salt,
it's
guys.
It's not leaked if it was blown up on a screen.
Grain of salt. Well,
it wasn't officially released.
There wasn't. I don't think that that there was even an official panel at South by Southwest, but that it was announced later that they would be doing sort of an impromptu demonstration behind closed doors, and this leaked. And it's still up there, which I don't know what that means. I honestly just don't know.
Well, here's my thing in relation to that. Does it look the best? No, not really. But the graphics for this aren't the thing that I'm most looking forward to, right? Chris, you and I go and buy the same Pokemon game. How many actual stories playing it do we have to tell? It usually comes down to, I got this one on this route. Well, my game doesn't have that, so I got this one. What legendary did you choose? I got this one, right? Like, I've never been one for road trips, but if like you get together with a bunch of like nerd friends and you, I don't know, take like a trip to Chicago for the day, actually catching Pokemon like on your way there, that would actually provide some really cool, possibly, interesting stories to tell. Like, to me, that is what interests me the most about Pokemon Go, is now you actually have real stories about capturing these things.
Yeah, but
how did you get this guy? Oh, I got him, that one time I went to Japan.
Right, and I get that, but the thing is, though, is that I think it looks so bad that it's going to actually turn people off. Now, actually, hang on, I want to back this up, because I want to make sure that everyone sees this menu here where he pulled the Master Ball.
First of all, why is he using a Master Ball on an Ivysaur?
It's a demonstration.
It's a demonstration right here. Okay, so here's the list where you can select your different Pokeballs. There's your microtrans.
Yep, right there.
There's your microtrans.
Well,
are you struggling?
That's also been something that
you
people
struggling
thought about in the beginning too. Same thing with like evolution stones. That could possibly be things that you have to get through microtrans.
Catch
One of
something
your
so you can,
evolutions,
yeah.
buy master balls.
You get one for playing the game, but you got to buy the other evolutions.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what though? You're gonna rake in some cash. That's for sure.
Okay, but look.
Yeah, but how much is it going to hoover out of your wallet?
It depends. If it's just straight up, you have to buy this shit and that's it. I don't know. That could be a huge turnoff to the game.
Also, how easy is it going to be? Because if you let a kid play this and you're like, I want this Pokemon, I want this one,
it shouldn't, because one of the big selling points to this is that little like keychain thing that they're supposed to be using. One of the selling points of this is that this is something you can do with your kid, right? That you can go out like shopping one day and you have your kid in tow. You give them the little button or whatever, and whenever it vibrates or there's a Pokemon nearby, they can press the button to try and catch it. Then when you get home, you can go through all the stuff that you possibly caught for the day, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that they are designing this with the intention that this is something parents can do with their kids, in which case it should have contingencies against that kind of thing. But I would also think that it would play more like a freemium game, where you would get so many assets or so many things for free, or that builds up over time. And if you did want that extra boost, yeah, obviously you could always pay money for crap.
Man, I just don't know. I when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, this sounds so cool. And now now that we've seen, allegedly that we've seen it, I'm just way less excited for it, because I know part of it, the AR graphics or the lack thereof really do bother me. Mm-hmm. You should be able to walk around that Pokemon and get a full sense that it is in the world, right, and that you're using your phone to be able to view it. Mm-hmm. And again, as Callie mentioned, Bravely Default did that very well.
Extremely well. I mean, again, they were doing it on 3DS. I don't know if it's easier to do on 3DS than on your phone, but I don't imagine it would be.
I can't imagine.
Well, 3DS has the two cameras for the 3D visibility. It has the two lenses.
That's true. And what's interesting about that is a lot of the next gen phones that are coming out this year are going to be two cams on the back.
Interesting. I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my problem with Pokemon Go as we've allegedly seen so far. It's not a game. You literally just flick the Pokeball and hope you catch it. And if you don't catch it, flick another Pokeball.
Yeah, do you not get to fight it with your own Pokemon?
No, you don't have Pokemon to fight. You just flick your Pokeball and hope it gets caught.
If that's the case, that is really lame.
Then what's the point of catching them all if you don't get to fight with them?
Well, you can battle other people.
Assumingly.
Oh. Well,
we haven't seen it
but
yet.
That's something they said would be part of it. Why would you throw so much development and so much hype at going around and flicking a ball at things?
Okay.
This might just be preliminary, though.
We also haven't seen anything about the battle system. So,
okay, well, up until now, we haven't seen anything, period.
And the stuff we have seen, I'm not excited for.
There's not enough there for you to draw those kinds of conclusions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, too. That's my answer.
I don't know. What I see right now is those awful mobile games where you just click attack, and then your attack stat is, you have three stats. You have attack, defense, and HP, and you just attack, and your Pokemon attacks, and that's it. There's no strategy at all. That's what I have as my fear for this game, and I'm not convinced that that's how this game is going to progress.
It's already more than you originally thought, and now you're more negative about it.
I don't know. I actually had higher expectations for it than this.
I'll wait for a trailer before I look for some guy who's filming a large blown-up screen.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, because here's the other thing, okay? There has to be more than this, because if you remember the trailer that was recently released, they had a Mew event where everybody had to fight the Mew to get its HP down low enough to attack.
Yeah, so everyone just
everyone had to fight it together.
Then why would it show all those Pokemons attacking him if all they're really doing is just throwing a Pokeball at it?
Actually, you know what? That's a good point.
How compelling would it be to have... No, let me finish. How compelling, Nika, how compelling would it be to get 300-400 people gathering together if we're all just doing this?
I'm on the side of I'm excited for this. Don't Nika me.
No, I know, but he's doing
He's
it.
calling me Nika.
Yeah,
I'm negative Nika.
He's negative Nika right now.
I'm positive about this. Don't call him me.
About this thing, yes.
Okay, this is what I see.
I'm positive about most things. You just twist my negative things totally out of context.
Do we want to bring that to a vote? Because you will lose that vote.
You may not want us to go to the tape.
Don't tread down that path, Nika. Sorrow and disappointment is what leads down.
Now, look, this is what I'm going to say. What they've shown us so far, absolutely, you're right. Based solely on that, you shouldn't have a positive view about it. But you should also be rational enough to know that they haven't shown us enough of it. And given who's behind this, Niantic, and the work they've done with Ingress, it's gonna be more than that.
Let's hope so.
It has to be more than that.
Alrighty, IO Interactive has confirmed that the recent 1.02 patch for Hitman accidentally removed access to the Requiem pack content for some players, and they're currently working on a hotfix for that, so they're bad.
Lol.
How does releasing a patch block out other content? That's like, how do you not notice that in your bug testing?
Fail.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. I got to admit, that's pretty bad.
Ubisoft is ramping up its efforts to track down cheaters in Rainbow Six. Their new system for handling cheaters will detect a player cheating, immediately yank them from the match, and give them a temporary suspension while their actions are reviewed.
Okay.
So they're trying to automate that a little bit more.
That's for the, what is the name?
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six, yeah.
Yep.
That Rainbow Six Siege, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of really good things about that and some pretty interesting playthroughs or multiplayer fucking Twitch streams, for it. And I don't know, it looks way better than The Division.
I like both The Division and Rainbow Six. I think they both look really cool. I've been tinkering with The Division a little bit, dude. It's pretty cool.
I can't stand The Division.
Really?
I can't fucking stand it. I've tried to play it. I've played it for maybe 3 hours, and I'm just like, I hate
I'll say this. It's one of those games where, like, if I wasn't playing it, like, with my friends Kyle and Mike, like, on headset, I wouldn't like it as much.
Guys,
there you go.
It seems like our crew here is divided.
Oh.
No, I really try. It's like, it feels like getting into an MMO, and it feels like way too much work.
It definitely is. It is, but it is one of those things like where if you're on TeamSpeak or something with people doing it, and you can coordinate. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe you.
Yeah.
I don't. Fuck off.
Toons software used by Studio Ghibli and Futurama is becoming free and open source. The software was used in the development of movies for Studio Ghibli since Princess Mononoke, and it became available yesterday, actually.
That's pretty goddamn cool, I have to say. I mean, I love that more and more software and, specifically creative software is moving towards the free platform. I would like to see Adobe do this with some of their older versions of their products, because that would, I mean, so many people pirate the old versions of the Adobe stuff that I think it would be worth their while to help people make stuff.
Yeah, at some point you wonder how much would they literally be losing in sales at that point to just do it and get some good PR.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I've never heard of Toons software, but I definitely think that I would check it out to fuck around with it.
Wait,
at least
you've never heard of it, but you've heard of Howl's Moving Castle.
Absolutely,
I've heard of what it makes.
Yeah, like when they're like, oh, it helped make Studio Ghibli and Futurama. I'm like, and it's free now? That's fucking awesome. Wow.
Absolutely. Final Fantasy 14 items are going to be appearing in Phantasy Star Online 2, though no word has been confirmed if PSO2 assets will appear in FF14. It's not hard to imagine that's probably not far down the line. Dara O'Brien's Go 8-Bit is the UK's newest video game TV show. The popular comedian will take celebrities through 5 increasingly difficult video game-related challenges each week, with a live studio audience determining the winner of each round. Have you ever seen him perform, out of curiosity, Dara O'Brien?
Can't say I
Never
have.
heard of the guy.
Don't know the name.
I wonder if he's bigger in the UK than he is here, because like
possible.
they talked about him like he's really well known, but I'd never heard of him before this.
Yeah, I can't say that I know the name.
Is there any video game related TV show, to your guys' knowledge, that has ever done well?
For a time.
What does that mean?
There was some Nickelodeon show that, like, you were actually in the video game, and it was so terrible, but I watched it religiously.
You're talking like Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Something like that, but it's like you put yourself in the game and you have to, like, pretend to jump over things.
Because
behind
to
a green
me,
screen.
at least with like television series, you need to go at least like 4 seasons to be considered, in my book, like a success.
What was the,
wow, really?
Yeah.
What was the show that was on at the same time as X-Play on that same channel that was actually really good for a while?
I feel like anything that was on any, like, IGN or whatever.
It was on G4 for a while. It was good for like 3 seasons, and then it sucked.
Actually,
what was
with
that
3
show
seasons,
called?
huh?
The only thing I'm coming up with is Electric Playground, but that's not it.
No.
That was more of like a variety show where they went around to a bunch of different things.
I feel like
It was on right after X-Play, and I can't think of what it was called.
I'm sure
Yeah,
someone
and
in
they-
the chat will have it soon.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like the very, very, very prototype for esports matches.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
And it was good for a while.
And it was hosted by Kevin Pereira?
That's correct.
Fuck, what was that show?
The Kevin P Show.
God damn it.
I know, it's
Who was
killing
the
me.
other person on that show? There were two. Is it Arena? Arena? That may be it. Troden in the chat piping up with Arena.
No. It was like four. It was like 4 words.
This Brian O'Dara thing it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know.
It sounds horrible.
That doesn't sound terrible to me.
I don't know. Like all I'm picturing in my head now is celebrities competing in like what's that? In like Wipeout related challenges, but everything's like video game themed. So you have like giant Mario blocks that are just slippery and bouncy.
Curiosity.
Have
you watched an episode of Wipeout?
No, yeah.
Because that show is dumb things happening to bad people.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be awesome.
I got when I was reading the synopsis of it, it kind of sounded to me like Conan O'Brien's bit.
That's exactly
with like a live action challenge version of it. That's what it sounded like to me.
Here's the other thing though.
Callie nailed it. That's what I thought.
I don't think that you could put just anyone in the seat with a controller and have them be as entertaining as what Conan is.
I agree.
No, you're right, because he's relying on his comedic chops there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what you're going to get a lot of this is you're going to get people who are not traditionally gamers trying to do like hard levels of Pac-Man and shit like that.
But do you think that's going to be fun? Like, think about when you watch your non-gamer friends try and play something, and all you do is you're just like, oh, fuck, this is so painful to watch.
It'll come down to the presentation of it.
It depends on how it's framed.
Yeah.
I agree. It really depends on how it's framed there. And I think Chris, you were talking about Nick Arcade. Is that what?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because what I think of, one of the first Twitch-like things that I had ever found real entertainment in was a guy who was playing one of those extreme Mario mods, like where it's just like just fucking crazy amounts of difficulty.
Wasn't it like the hidden
Kaizo
mystery
Mario?
levels?
That's it.
Kaizo
Thank you.
Mario,
That's
yeah.
it. And I was watching this guy basically reload a quick save over and over and over again, and it was just like fail, fuck, fail, fuck.
Okay,
fail,
yeah,
fuck.
dude, I feel
But
like I
that's
just
different.
rewatched that recently.
That's different because you're tuning, because that guy knows that the entertainment comes from how he's processing this failure. Right?
But I think that the hosts can craft that as well. They can craft that same context. And I mean, I get that celebrities make you a little bit nervous, and I understand why, but...
Yeah, like just bringing in, some random person who's going to be, what does the button do again? Like,
Sure, yeah.
I'm thinking more along the lines of... Top Gear, but for video games. They have that segment where they put a celebrity in a reasonably priced car and have them go around a high-speed track as fast as they can. Something like that, I think, could be very funny if you frame it properly.
So I was going to say, I would be more interested in them just bringing in not just random celebrities, like you're trying to get the biggest celebrity name factor, which I understand. I get that 100%, right? That's going to bring in more viewers. But get people who are actually somewhat competent at these games or has experience, right? Have them play, make it extra difficult or whatever, and then just have the host and maybe celebrity co-host just rip them apart as they're playing.
Well, and there's another thing that's going on is they're talking about each celebrity who's playing is going to be paired with kind of like a gaming expert, maybe, who's going to help them along.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Was it Attack of the Show? Is that what I was trying to think of?
Maybe.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't know.
All right. Popular Super Mario maker and streamer David Hunt, a.k.a. Grand Pooh Bear, has had all of his levels deleted, and by Nintendo, no less. Ouch. It all stemmed from a player reporting his level, titled Poo Purgatory, as having bad language in the title.
Oh my.
What?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just delete one of his level? Like that level?
No, okay.
Nintendo.
No, the story is hilarious because they did delete that one level,
Right.
and then he appealed it, and then that like showed like that flagged Nintendo. Nintendo's like, oh, all your levels are named Pooh. Let's delete them all.
He tried to fight it, saying that he used the name before and that it's included in his username. And then they're like, oh yeah, you're right. And they deleted all of it.
Oh my God.
Which is
The word poo could be in somebody's name. That's not inherently a bad word.
It's ironic because
Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Ban!
Because in Earthbound, one of your main characters is named Pooh.
Spelled the same?
Pooh, P-O-O.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
Prince.
just the
Okay.
Prince argument.
Nintendo, come on. That's ridiculous.
That's
so
hilarious.
Did not
That really
feel
does
this at
suck.
all.
That is way
He is currently.
overly
I think
PC.
last I read, he's trying to like get a new thing started with under a new name. But like he's like, yeah, that's 90% of my income is from streaming that game right now.
Let me just explain. Here's the thing: is that when we talk about things like fair use and using YouTube as a medium for this show. This is what people were talking about when they were like, well, we don't want to have a company like Bethesda control all of the mods for something like Skyrim, because you have when the company that owns the actual, like, owns your data, your mods, everything that you do, because you got to do it through the console. You can't back that up. You can't save it. It belongs to Nintendo. So it is their right to delete it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have no recourse in that. And that sucks that this guy built up his entire audience by doing that. But that's why it's like really not a good idea as a content creator to consider doing things like that. I mean, it's one of the primary reasons we don't like monetize YouTube or push YouTube really hard is because we can't control that platform. Perfect example. On Refresh, we watched the Civil War trailer. You wouldn't think that Viacom would get terribly pissed off about that. No, that video is blocked worldwide. Nobody can watch it.
Wait, what?
But
because
they play
we
it
watched
publicly.
Oh, you put it onto YouTube and they're like, fuck that, down.
Yeah, because it got hit with the content matching filter, and Viacom has it set to where if it matches that content, it says nope, block it globally, and so we weren't able to use that section of the show, and that's incredibly frustrating, and we have no control over that outside of the appeal process to be able to try to get that through. And why would you? At that point, why would you? I mean, it was interesting to watch the trailer, sure, but why would you go through the trouble of appealing a minute and a half worth of a 45-minute segment? You wouldn't. And the second part of that is, why is Viacom caring so much if I'm spreading their promotional announcements farther and wider than their existing audience? Why is that a problem? I basically played a commercial for them.
There's a big thing with YouTube with making sure all the hits and views and shares are from the first party source.
But
that makes sense.
Okay, here's the thing.
Sure, that
right?
makes sense.
Coming from someone who watched like the Deadpool trailer and the Civil War trailer over and over and over and over again, okay? When I bring it up, like when I go to search for it, I want that official one. I don't want a fucking reaction video where I have to watch some douchebag talk for 30 seconds beforehand.
Exactly.
I want the actual official one on my TV, full screen in 1080p HD.
But if you're in the middle of, if you're in the middle of a show and, if you're watching a show like this and we're in the middle of talking about it, we'd like to be able to provide the audience context in case they haven't seen it.
That's true.
And so it really is very frustrating because it's not like we shut the whole show down and just brought up the trailer and stopped talking over it. We were making who's that? Oh, it's Bucky. Who's that? Oh, that's
Black Panther.
Falcon. Yeah, Black Panther.
Oh, same guy.
Yeah. So not
racist jokes.
Wow. Yeah. That took a second to click in. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, why is that? First of all, that is how fair use works because we're including our commentary over the top of it the entire time. That constitutes fair use. But the thing is that the system is so stacked against you. Why would you? Why would you? Why would you even waste your fucking time
when you could be making other content?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah,
and,
exactly.
While I feel for this guy, I'll bet you any money when he does get things up and running again, I'll bet you he diversifies his games that he's playing. He's not going to rely on Mario Maker ever again.
That's the thing, though. Like with Mario Maker, what he's probably doing is streaming the expert levels, which is stuff that he hasn't even really created. It's stuff that other people created. So he can still theoretically monetize his channel just the same. He can still play other Mario levels.
If they changed his Nintendo account name, then that's...
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. No, it's the levels that he built.
Yeah.
And the question there is how popular were those?
Pretty popular.
Well, then that sucks. But there's no way to monetize those, so you're not losing out on any money there.
No, but I think part of his streaming was like he would actually do like the nights where he's developing those levels and like walking people through like level development. That's part of his streaming.
Well, then you haven't lost. Then you haven't lost out on anything.
Those levels are already made, so he's going to be making.
You haven't lost out on anything. Okay. If what you're monetizing is the process of creating them, then you haven't lost out on anything, unless they like IP banned them, which they did.
You know what? It's easy to say that, to just be like, oh, don't worry, dude, you can get back up. But imagine if you were to wake up tomorrow and all of our old LBR episodes and everything was just suddenly gone. we'd still do the show. We'd still be here the next Sunday doing the show. We'd still be getting donations. We'd still have our Patreon. But guess what? All our shows are gone. You can't just be like, that would roll off your back.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a punch in the gut. That would suck.
But this is why our shows are available at finalencountercast.com.
Well, yeah, it is true.
Because
we don't trust other people.
Well, not just that, but we have a greater control over our own content, how we release it, and who has the ability to impact it. The fact is that no one actually has to nobody actually in person has to file anything or write anything up to be able to throw a copyright claim out there. They register their content with the system, and the system throws out an algorithm to see, has anyone else, are there any videos that contain this content? And then you just set your filter as the content creator to go, well, I want everything that contains this content blocked worldwide, or I want to just take all the money from it.
So what if we just start running the audio for videos through a distorter?
That's what people do.
Yeah, people do. Or that's how people get around copyright when they put up songs and like raised pitches or sped up tempos and things like that. Yeah.
Last bit of news is that William Shatner's lending his voice talents to a game called Elite Dangerous. The game will allow your ships, or the content patch will allow your ship's AI to be voiced by the one and only Captain Kirk as part of a DLC voice pack, of course.
Yeah.
So if you play Elite Dangerous and you want Captain Kirk to be the voice on your ship,
no, you don't.
Hype. No. Otherwise, that's what's going on in the news.
Picard or bust.
Amen. Patrick Stewart.
Thank you, Callie. I feel like it's not that hard to get Patrick Stewart to do things these days. I mean, it's easier to get William Shatner. That's definitely true.
I feel like Patrick Stewart kind of has his choice of what he wants to do at this point.
Yeah.
You asked nicely enough, though, and I think he'd probably...
Yeah, he's pretty cool, dude.
He'd oblige.
We got a caller calling in.
All right, let's go to our phone lines. Who we got?
I don't know.
Okay. Hi, what's up, caller? Who's this?
Sure do got a pretty mouth. What's up, Nate?
What up? Whoa, hey, what up, Will?
Shit, I was just listening to the show.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Will, of course, co-host with me over on Refresh. You can catch that Wednesdays at 10 a.m. here on twitch.tv/FinalEncounterCast.
Some might even say he's the real host. He kind of makes the show.
Yeah, he does.
He brings the fresh, you bring the retarded.
Ouch.
So what up, Will? How's it going, man?
Going good. I want to talk about that YouTube thing, man.
All right, yeah. Because I mean, it is our show that got flagged on that, and I mean, how stupid is that?
Didn't you say another episode got taken down because of the music we were playing?
Yeah, well, actually, that was Young Lean. We got another one of those for playing that Young Lean video, and basically, what we've done now is we'll export right up until that point, and then export after that.
Right. Yeah.
So there's like a little chunk that's missing out of the segment. So it's still making its way to YouTube, but yeah, the Young Lean, which is weird because that kid does not seem like he should have the pull to be able to elicit YouTube takedowns.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, I just blame it. I blame it on the nigga judges and the Jew police. You know. I think it's their fault.
Well, it could be. It's the Twitch police. It's the YouTube police. They get a bit overzealous on this shit.
I guess, man. And also, too, for anyone out there that says a Wii U, why don't you just throw it in the garbage and just blame it on the black? Say they stole it.
What the hell?
You know, I don't get up early on Wednesdays very often anymore. What the hell am I missing?
A lot of really, really awesome conversation.
But
and vulgarity.
I like the Wii U, and I like Smash Brothers.
Please stop.
And I like Mario Maker.
Stop.
I got my Zelda.
Why does Nintendo just get in the coffin already and die?
But Zelda will always be good.
Stop, Nika. No, it's...
What?
Ugh.
Are you What?
Oh, yeah, Hyrule Warriors, so awesome.
Who
That's
gives
not a
a
Zelda
shit?
game.
What was the 3DS title where your wardrobe had a major function of the title? What was that?
What?
No, it was like one of the most recent Zelda titles that I didn't play it. I just heard from a girl that I was dating that
Legend of Zelda,
your wardrobe,
Pretty Princess.
Yeah, your wardrobe plays like a significant part of the gameplay.
Legend of Zelda
it's like
X2?
dress up.
Like more than just like fire tunic is fire resistant?
Even in Ocarina of Time, depending on which outfit you wore, you got different powers. Like being able to breathe underwater or survive in volcanoes.
That's all. Yeah, that's always.
What about a Caitlyn Jenner
That's always
outfit?
been part of Zelda.
Maybe this girl you're dating was dumb?
I don't know.
I don't think I want to play any games where the equipment and armor and clothes that I put on affect my stat.
Hey, Callie, you shut your whore mouth.
I love flaming lamers.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for calling, Will. Much appreciated.
Yep.
Take it easy.
Back. See you. Peace.
Make sure you guys listen to Refresh Wednesday mornings at 10 right here at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. Hit that follow button. Join us live Wednesdays at 10. You can call the show just like you can here. And if you want to call the show, if you want to be a caller to Final Encountercast, Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764.
Oh, my God.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, no, you gotta say it now.
I've always wondered, like, how can he always memorize that so well? And I just realized it's always on your fucking screen. You don't need to memorize it.
Exactly.
Good job, moron.
You're dumb.
You're so dumb.
I pulled a Callie, guys.
You sure did.
We've got a couple of discussion topics here to talk about. We'll start with this. 2 weeks ago, there was a big story that went around Twitch, the Twitch community. Aura Gaming, ARA_gaming, a very popular Twitch channel here on twitch.tv, with a very notable personality in front of the camera, went away for a while. They disappeared, and then the channel came back about 15 days ago, and it's called the New Aura Gaming.
New personality behind the camera.
New person.
New person.
Not new personality, just new person.
Well, wouldn't she be considered a personality?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, that's what I meant.
She had about as much personality as a fucking paper
rock.
plate.
There you go. That's fair.
And rightfully, a lot of Aura Gaming subscribers, a lot of Aura Gaming followers,
fans,
did not understand. And rightfully, a lot of Aura Gaming subscribers, a lot of Aura Gaming followers,
fans,
did not understand what was going on.
Nothing was communicated.
No. Because in fact, in the run up to it, there was a couple of Twitter posts saying that the Aura Gaming channel was coming back, that there was going to be a return. There was no indication whatsoever that there was going to be a change of personnel. Mm-hmm. So as people started asking questions, more and more information started coming out about this incident. And through investigation, through people's time and just asking, those involved with the channel who have been fairly transparent about what has been going on.
Well, because the new chick, the blonde, I think she was blonde, the blonde chick,
right.
She refused to comment about stuff.
Right.
She was basically said a bunch of crap and stuff. And then one of the mods was the one who popped up and finally started spilling all of the beans, which was allegedly, the husband.
The ex-husband.
The ex-husband.
The now ex-husband.
The now ex-husband to Aura. And basically,
we'll call her Aura.
Yes.
We don't know her name. Yeah, we don't know her name.
So Aura's ex-husband.
I think it's Sarah, actually.
Yeah, basically, came in and explained that in the divorce, he was awarded custody of the Twitch channel
and the Twitter.
And the Twitter.
All the social media.
The Aura Gaming.
Yeah, all of the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he now had custody of that, and I suppose was trying to monetize on it. And the weird thing was, even now, because I think Nika has tried to dig a little bit deeper into this thing, you see if any additional information has popped up. Still no word from Aura.
The Twitter that was posting is now, like, they haven't posted anything since that day.
And the Twitch channel has gone completely dead since that day. There have been no other broadcasts.
What it seems like is that the fans more or less knew she was going through divorce. Like, she was transparent enough with that before she left. She went on hiatus to get her divorce sorted out. And then when she came back, it wasn't her. And all of a sudden, people are like, what's going on? What the fuck? Like, arguably so. She's a Twitch partner, okay?
Right.
She, herself, her personality is what got her the partnership. She has thousands of people, throwing money at her Twitch channel, and the money's not going to her anymore.
Right.
And so they have every right to argue about this. And now the debate here is, this is against Twitch's TOS, more or less, or like, what is the deal here? Like, can you legally give a Twitch channel to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
How does this even work?
Right. And there have been a lot of different, competing stories going around that in the divorce that the social media and the Twitch channel was offered up as what do you call it?
As like an asset.
Yeah, an asset. Thank you. And because it was brought to the table as an asset, it was leveraged in the favor of one party, and that happened to be the person who was not in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. And so it raises a lot of legitimate questions about things like channel ownership, because we don't know how much or how little this guy had to do with getting this channel up and running.
He legitimately might have been 50% of the channel, whereas she was the face. He could have been everything else.
Absolutely.
Because he also mentioned too, this mod, who was supposedly the ex-husband, said that it was her idea to put put it on the table as an asset.
But that causes all of her fans to feel completely slighted. Like, she hasn't said anything to her fans, and it's like, can you imagine if we were just like, one day we left and then came back, it was given to someone else? Like, we would never do that to the LB Army.
But she hasn't been.
People who listen here, she hasn't said anything.
She hasn't been allowed to say anything, and this is a really important part of this, because this is personally terrifying to me. Because one of the things in the divorce is that he worked out a non-compete contract where she can't have social media.
She's not allowed to stream
YouTube, none of that. Like, Let's Plays, pretty much all off the table, and we don't even
YouTube's as well.
We don't know.
I was gonna say, did he ever?
There's nothing posted on the YouTube
besides saying she's not allowed to stream for 5 years, because obviously no one's seen any kind of official legal documents. It's all hearsay based on what this mod has said, right? So if in the the legal documents it says streaming specifically, YouTube videos and stuff is something very, very different.
Right.
But the fact that she's been completely silent on social media as well, sort of says that this goes a lot deeper.
Yeah, because he was able to claim ownership of all of her social media channels.
Yeah,
so she, outside of starting an entirely new one, and she may not. Here's the thing about non-compete contracts, because this is something that is very, very common in the media world. Media companies are very competitive, and especially in the region or market that they're in.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, even for low-level part-time positions, you'll see technicians, board ops, phone screeners who accept a non-compete contract, a non-compete clause into their contract. So they sign up thinking that they're going to get a cool, 15-hour-a-week job in radio, and then they end up fucking themselves for 5 years because they've basically signed over every bit of their personality over to the company. And this is now starting to extend over into social media in a way that is really frightening, because the logic that is being argued is that when you hire someone, especially a notable personality, that every part of their public face
and
constitutes part of their persona, and
that's ridiculous.
Right. So you could have someone who is a public persona but runs a very private social media account and is forced to hand it over in a job separation, or in the case of like someone being fired or something like that.
Sure.
And that's specifically terrifying to me, because as a performer, as someone who works in the media, this is starting to become much, much more common. And it doesn't just extend to not competing in the same market or not competing in the same medium, but now it's extending to other places. You have non-competes that are saying not just that you can't work in radio for 5 years or 10 years after you leave this job, but you can't hold a web presence for 5 or 10 years after this job.
That is ridiculous.
Because it all can be argued.
You're pretty much saying we want you to be poor for 5 years after you quit.
No. Because under their justification, you are working under them and developing your skills under their company. And so they don't want you to take those skills and fuck off to another company. That's their logic.
But 5 to 10 years, that's like an industry like standard or something, or are those just numbers you're throwing out? Because even
it's just an example.
Okay,
that I've had a 5-year non-compete contract set in front of me before that I turned down.
That is ridiculous. Because even if you remember years ago when Jay Leno pulled that Brett Favre and left and gave up his show to Conan and wanted to come back,
right?
They basically kind of forced him out, and then he had like I think it was a 7-month non-disclosure before he could start up his own show, which he did on a different channel over in Los Angeles now,
right?
But 5 to 10 years, that is essentially saying find a new career.
Conan was able to get out of that because they fucked him on that contract.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. It's a really common practice, and it's an unfortunately shitty one.
That's fucked up.
And to see it extending even into properties like your Twitch channel, I mean, because it is valuable. There is a value attached to that. There is a value attached to social media these days. But it's just really terrifying, and it really reinforces to me, I'll never get married.
Yeah, and
that value confuses me because what value is there without her?
You don't think that she thought he was the right person when they got married, Nika? You don't get married thinking, well, you're an all right person.
I know.
And not only that, if I was to get married, I would have to build in so many legal protections. And I mean, look at how hurt people get when you go prenup. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. I have 3 words that are less expensive and are less, maybe not less messy, but less complicated than a prenup. Smith & Wesson.
That's not.
Wow.
No. What? No?
No, that's not.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Oh, wait, are you saying she's dead?
Or he. I'm not saying shoot your wives. Wives can shoot husbands too. I'm just saying murder.
At least we're not sexist about it, but okay.
Well, maybe that's why we haven't heard from Aroara Gaming at all.
Oh, that's dark.
I think the thing about this that frightens me the most, right, is we can't really believe any of it because it's all coming from one side.
Yeah.
He says that she put it on the table. Maybe she didn't. Only he's talking. She's behind some non-disclosure.
He claims that she can talk at any time and is choosing not to. How true that is, though, I have no idea.
It doesn't make
how fucked would it be if he somehow got the leverage behind him to be like, you know what, sign this thing. I get to talk about all I want, but you can't.
Yeah. I don't get it. Like they talk about it bringing it as an asset to the table, but without her there performing, how much of an asset is it? How much of an asset is Limit Break Radio without the 5 of us?
Unless, and the fact that she isn't, saying anything kind of destroys the theory that I had, but it could go in different, similar directions. She realizes that without her, everything's gonna fall apart, right? So in order to get other things that, would be maybe more beneficial to her, a bigger, settlement, the house, car, whatever the fuck it is, her damn poodle, right? She offers up the channel being like, look, you know how much this is worth, right? Look at how much I bring in. This is what our attorneys say it's worth, so I would like to put this on the table, right? And he thinks, hey, you know what? She's right. That's not a bad deal. But she knows that he's just going to fucking bomb it out. Now, if she could still do videos afterwards, like let's say it was just limited to you can't stream for 5 years, that'd be a brilliant fucking move to then just shift to YouTube and leave him with a channel that's burning.
Check out my new YouTube channel, Real Aroara Gaming, and
yeah.
I mean, it's possible that was still part of it. Like for all we know, I mean, unless she did something really, really horrible and is the real perpetrator behind all this, but maybe she was literally like I will be totally homeless without this. Let me keep the house and you can have my chance.
Like what? Like honestly, a real question. What could she have done that was so bad that would be able to justify?
That would give him so much leverage.
Yeah, yeah.
Did she murder someone?
Is one thing.
I don't know that you get that much leverage out of that. I mean, you get leverage, but I don't think they screw you on that.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have to be blackmailing her to get like she was a big Twitch streamer and she made a lot of money with all of her subs and stuff. So I feel like in order for her to give that up, she would have to like either lose the ability to stream, so like maybe the computer is all his and she won't be able to get enough funds to make a new computer.
You have that many followers and stuff though. If you get that dire, you can
She
get
must have done
yourself set
something
back
really
up.
bad.
Maybe he has all of the bank account information in his name, and she can't have access to that money, and the bank account goes straight.
No,
to him.
you can compel somebody legally to comply with that. Like if the order comes from a court, like you can't just be like, I'm not going to give you my bank password. Haha.
There's so many other things that it could be too. You know, let's say for example the two of them ran this in tandem, right? Like you said, she's the personality, he's all the behind the scenes stuff, right? When you get on camera as a personality, right? You can be someone totally different, you know? I mean, you know, people refer to you as the primal of salt on the other podcast, right? You are a very angry individual. You're not like that all over the place, okay? That is a persona.
Just when my headphones break.
Just when your headphones.
That's a persona that you put on. So what if she didn't like the streaming life, right? What if this was a way for her to get out of the stream?
To get out of it?
To get out of the spotlight. To get something out of it. Maybe she was sick of it. Maybe the relationship they had behind the scenes, especially if she was like carrying everything, like she was the financial success, and that's the reason why she got divorced. You know, I don't want to do this anymore.
I mean, that would, man. I don't know.
The thing is that I feel like if she was to come on though and say, hey, my followers, I love you all, but I'm really just, done with the streaming thing. Hey, take care. I feel like it would give so much closure to her followers. And they wouldn't be as mad.
No, exactly. It would give closure, and it would essentially shut down that avenue of revenue, right?
And then it would be worth nothing.
It would be worth nothing to him.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's already kind of worth nothing to him.
Yep. So, well, now it is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure nobody saw that coming.
Hold on. I don't view that, because having a Twitch stream or a Twitch channel that has a set amount of followers, even if they were following someone else, if you could transition into a different personality, you already have a base.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's still worth something.
It could have still worked. They're
running into the ground. That's on them.
That's true. I guess you look at it like, if I can pivot even 1 in 10 viewers to watch the new personality, then maybe it's worth it to have a starting
they didn't
point.
give it to someone that had any real personality. Like, I feel like if they picked someone that kind of like sounded like her, acted like her, maybe it wouldn't have been as weird. But
that would have been weirder.
No.
That would have been weirder.
Maybe. But I feel like,
Holy
okay,
shit.
apparently,
Body people snatcher.
Apparently that like looked like her, but had the same kind of bubbly personality, because that's why they subscribed to her in the first place. But apparently this chick is the ex-husband's cousin.
Well, you know what? You know what it probably was, is because he's sort of like a behind the scenes, like maybe like techie sort of guy, right? Let's theoretically, let's kind of go with that, right? He's the guy who does all that. So when it comes to like poaching and finding talent, he doesn't really have anything to go on, right?
And to his cousin because she's a chick.
Well, it's been down for 15 days, right? People are asking questions. This is money that's not being made when it could be being made.
Right.
So he needs somebody. Oh, you know what? My cousin loves gaming.
Stephanie's got boobs.
Yeah, she's got boobs. She loves gaming. Let me throw her on there without a second thought. Like, anybody can do this, right? All you have to do is play games and be a girl. No,
that's not true. Turns out you gotta do a little more.
I mean, that's true. I watched like how like the Twitch streams stay up for a little while after they are. I actually went on. I watched like, I want to say almost like an hour and a half of that channel just to see what she was saying, to see what the people in chat were saying. The awkward girl.
Yeah.
And I mean, she flat out said like, oh, because I really think she is his cousin. Like, she was saying how, I used to hang out with her, but I don't have, because someone asked her if she had contact. She's like, I don't have contact with her anymore. But she was using the same exact chair that Aroara Gaming used to use also. So it's not like literally they took the entire channel and just put a different person in that spot.
You'd think they'd redo the studio at least.
Yeah, it was really weird. And the way she talked was like, yeah, sorry, it's not Aroara Gaming. And she's not dead. She's fine. It's me now.
I bet she's dead.
We wanted to let you know before, you guys all thought that Twitter
Whenever you
was
lead
her.
off with she's
like,
not
that's
dead,
how
she's
she
definitely
talked.
dead.
I mean, someone asked if she was okay. She's like, she's alive and well.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa. Okay,
Oh,
is she okay? She's definitely alive, guys. No. I see where you're going with this, but yeah, she's definitely breathing.
If she was like sick or like dead, like there were flat out people asking like, what happened to her? Is she okay? Did she die? Like, why is there a new person on this channel? But like the way she talked was so like, yeah, it's me now.
Kind of like what you would say if you had killed her.
Yeah, a likely story.
Is she? Can we check her garden?
It's weird. That is so weird.
It is really weird.
Yeah. It definitely is one of the strangest stories going around right now in gaming. And we're going to keep an eye on it and see if there are any further developments.
Yeah, I've been trying to find any more articles or anything, but like the last, I think the last tweet was like, yes, Ara is alive. It would help if the death threats would stop now. Thanks. That was the last tweet of that channel.
Well, that's just par for the course.
That's the internet.
Gamers, yeah. Well, okay, yeah. I guess I can't single out gamers, but the internet doesn't like something, they just throw death threats at it.
But I mean, this is a really unique situation.
It is. No, it truly is. It is
first of its kind, as far as we're aware, right?
It is very unique. It is very interesting, and it has possibly huge implications because, I mean, there's not that many people older than us that stream, right? Like we're kind of, 30s, mid 30s is kind of like.
Don't age us that much yet.
Well, that's just me, but
it's like the average right now.
Mid-30s?
It's yeah, I'm close to mid.
Well, Papa's in like his 60s.
Yeah,
well, he doesn't count. He's an intern.
But here's the thing: like that age group kind of is like the oldest tangible age group on.
That's where the majority probably lies
on Twitch right now, right? So I feel like as more people get married and as more people inevitably get divorced, that this is actually going to be a thing that we start seeing more often, and not just with Twitch, but with all of these sort of like these things
content
out there,
creation accounts,
like if a couple opens a Patreon or a GoFundMe and then they split up, how is that divvied up? Like these questions are going to need to be.
It is worrisome to see that legal precedent set.
Here's the thing, right? Because if you're subbed, right, you have to actually like create yourself like a company, an LLC, whatever, so that Twitch has a place to send the. No,
for
you
Patreon you did, but
no.
I thought it was for Twitch that we had to do that.
No, it's for tax registration purposes that we had to.
All right, because I was going to say, like, if she actually registered Aroara Gaming, and she's the name on it, I feel like had she offered that up, right? Because a lot of people were like, oh, well, when you partner up with Twitch, you have certain, things in that TOS that, like this channel is yours. Like who's it ultimately up to? And how much of a, fuck you would it have been to be like, yeah, sure, yeah, you give me this, you can have my Twitch channel, it gets all said and done. And then, a week later, Twitch steps in and goes, excuse me, you are not authorized to access this account, so we are placing it back in the ownership of Aroara.
Wouldn't that be fraud, though?
I feel
that'd be illegal.
I sort of feel like Twitch doesn't even have a role to play here. Twitch has literally no role to play here because as soon as they start stepping in as an arbitrator,
precedents.
But if Twitch's TOS says you are not allowed to transfer account to anyone other than the creator of the account,
point.
All they have to do, all they have to do to stay outside that, ban it. TOS says you're not allowed to trade this. You did. Okay, that's it. It's banned. We've taken care of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if they set that type of precedent, there's no manipulating that.
That's true. That's true. But if they treat this like a special case or something, they're going to have to keep dealing with this over and over again.
Because the first time you do it, and someone's spouse who catches wind of it and knows how to do it, suddenly they might think, you know what? There's a quick payday for me.
Right.
I want that divorce I've been talking about, and I want your Twitch channel.
Because Twitch probably didn't have to hand over anything. It was more like Aroara probably had to hand over the password.
Yeah, changing passwords, changing emails, security questions.
Yeah.
What was your second pet's name growing up?
It is.
Maybe they wouldn't have been getting divorced if he had already known that.
It is bizarre that this is sort of like legal questions that we're having to navigate.
Something that we're actually talking about?
first world problems.
This big head hurt.
But at the same time, is it? Because how many people are making money this way? And this is where money inevitably goes.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, talking about the LLC thing, though, Robbie, what I was watching the channel, and what it sounded like is there was no previous LLC. After it was given to the ex-husband, they created an LLC and incorporated the Twitch channel. That's what it sounded like, because the new chick made it sound like she was part of the new LLC.
It really is
there's so much legal mumbo jumbo now that's like, what do you do with the channel in this situation?
Yeah, the channel's probably dead now.
Strange set of circumstances, and definitely something to keep your eye on. Not a lot of people talking about it either.
No.
There was on the couple days after it came out, and but the thing is that there hasn't been I don't even think she's streamed since then. Has she?
No. 15 days ago was the last stream.
Which is why it's even weirder. There's no more tweets from Twitter, and like they made it sound like Aura Gaming's back, but it's not Aura, it's me now. So
You know what?
hi everyone, I wanted to tell you who I was, but then she like stops completely.
Definitely get the feeling that as soon as they went off the air that night, like the ex-husband was like, "Well, that didn't
was
go
a mistake.
well."
Yeah, they may have said this is way more trouble than it's worth to
But
try
they
to
still
navigate
have
this.
like I'm looking at the channel. They still have a subscribe button. They must still at least have a few subscribers. Like I don't.
Scorpio in the chat mentioning Twitch has stayed mostly silent about this, which is kind of interesting because I feel like they do. I mean, as much as I did say that before that they didn't have a role to play, but Robbie, you brought up a really good point that they do have some role to play where they have to either enforce their TOS, because you're right, that is a part of their TOS, that a Twitch channel cannot be transferred. That was a very important part of a piece of this puzzle that I forgot. And so, yeah, if they're not willing to enforce their TOS on this, I think that is really troubling.
It really does bother me that she hasn't said anything. Although the girl did say that she still has access to her Steam account that's called Aura Gaming. So if you see her on Steam, that's still her apparently.
She's dead.
Now,
But,
hold on.
It's weird.
If it can't be transferred, who's to say that the Twitch account isn't in the husband's name, and that's why she had to give it up to him?
Because she put it on the table. How can she put it on
according to the mod?
According to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I highly doubt we've gotten the full story from anyone.
No, and unless Aura decides to break her silence, I don't know that we will.
Well, it's going to be hard when you're 6 feet under.
Yeah, when you're dead,
Oh
it
my
is tough to
gosh,
speak
I
up.
don't want to think that she's dead.
And the reason why we haven't seen any more developments in the past 15 days is the cousin and the husband probably got picked up. They found the body. They're just keeping it quiet.
Or they're
keeping it
fleeing the
keeping
country.
it on the DL.
What, you think that like a Twitch viewer murdered the new girl?
No. Like, so they found the body, so the cops came and they arrested the both of them, and that's why they haven't had access to be like, hey, this is what's going on, guys.
No, what if the ex-husband murdered the cousin after that poor performance?
Could
This
you blame him?
ex-husband's on a killing spree. Jeez.
How did that broadcast end? Was there a shadow creeping up behind her?
The Twitch serial killings.
Oh, Pac-Man. Yeah, let's reach out to them, see if we can get an interview with this new chick.
You don't think people have probably been trying to do that?
I know.
Plenty of people have.
There was that one YouTube video we watched where he said he was like Twitter DMing with the husband, and that's where he kind of said like, oh, she offered it up. It was her idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're not going to get much out of that.
Interesting stuff, and of course we'll continue to follow it here at Final Encountercast. One more I really want to get into this, but we're really kind of over time. But I'm a big fan of Jim Stirling. He's been doing his show, the Jimquisition, for a couple of years. I picked up on it over at The Escapist when I was first, really kind of getting into Zero Punctuation. Found his content, really enjoyed it. He's since split off of the Escapist network and launched an extremely successul Patreon campaign. And he's walked into a little bit of hot water. Now, there's been ongoing drama between Jim Stirling and this indie dev called Digital Homicide. And Digital Homicide recently filed a lawsuit suing Jim Stirling for upwards of $10 million.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
$10 million.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, wait, so tell me, why are they suing him exactly?
On March 16th, Digital Homicide formally filed a lawsuit in Arizona District Court accusing Stirling of assault, libel, and slander to the tune of $10 million.
Mind blown.
The only reason assault is listed is because libel is, legally speaking, part of a broader category when filing a lawsuit.
Not actually assaulted.
No, he didn't actually beat them up.
No, these people are just fucking.
He just verbally
giant
abused them.
Ass whiners.
Yes. The lawsuit was filed by Digital Homicide co-founder James Romaine.
So they're suing him for being mean.
For being mean.
For being a dick.
Yeah, for being a mean guy.
Because they have a shitty product.
Digital Homicide claims Stirling, whose real name is James Stanton, has falsely accused Digital Homicide and caused damage to the company. According to court documents, the company is asking for $2.2 million in direct product damage. That's $4.3 million in emotional, reputational, and financial distress.
Emotional distress from critic?
and $5 million in punitive damages request. That adds up.
It was a joke, you bitch.
That adds up to $10.7 million.
Oh my God.
All right,
If
so-
we could sue everyone for $10 million who gave us negative criticism, holy shit.
Yeah, we'd be rich.
I know, right?
It's emotional
I'll just say it.
distress, guys.
Having looked through some of their library of games, some of the hard-hitting titles they've put out, I highly doubt the whole of their assets, like if you projected them out 10 years, is worth $10 million.
No, not at
even
all.
close.
Not even. They'd be lucky to be able to bank a couple of grand off of it in a year.
Yeah. This whole thing to me is just...
Oh, you want to hear what makes it hilarious? Digital Homicide is representing themselves in the lawsuit and do not have an attorney.
Because they're too poor to afford one?
It's all bad.
Yes, they attempted to crowdfund support for additional help, saying all donations will be kept anonymous. However, Digital Homicide has since taken down its crowdfunding request due to harassers donating amounts specifically to cause charges rather than donations and chargebacks to cause financial fees. And we'll be seeking other avenues for donations. By the way, that actually is back up and rocking $200.
Oh, $200.
Which was probably made by Romaine's mom.
I mean, come on, you look ridiculous.
They do. They look absolutely ridiculous in it. Going through and watching first of all, Jim Stirling's comments against their game they were pretty well founded. Their reaction video to that is the funniest thing I have watched in ages.
Really is.
Review the reviewer.
If they were trying to make that a serious video series that was just meant to make them look like asses, they could make a fortune off that way better than any of their shitty games that they've made.
Yes. Oh
Wow.
my God. It was like a bunch of third graders
And here's
just
the
throwing
thing-
insults back at him.
Here's the thing. This is really not about Jim Stirling. Jim Stirling accurately identified a very shitty game.
Yes.
And what happened afterwards, everything that happened after that, all of the harassing, all of the, of Stirling going after Digital Homicide again and again, was all because of the way that these two twat burgers decided to respond to the criticism. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the Streisand effect. That's what happened. This is the Streisand effect made manifest. And it's fucking ridiculous that they would try to even... I can't believe that there's a court of law that accepted this shit.
I love that one of the things that they're suing them for is the fact that his fans have been harassing them. Like, he has any control.
It's because they know they're stupid.
Any fucking control over doing anything. It's absolutely insane.
It is hilarious that they include his fans as part of the reason they're suing. Like, yeah, okay. Like, even if he did get on the air and tell his fans to go harass them, which he didn't, too bad.
This is
you
going
don't get to sue him over their actions.
This is absolutely going to get tossed out. I mean,
Yes.
granted, Arizona is a pretty conservative courtroom. It's a very conservative state. You might be able to find a judge or two that might be sympathetic to the cause, but you're not going to be able to.
can't see a
There's
jury being convinced.
no legal argument for this.
No.
None whatsoever.
What you should be doing, instead of wasting all your resources and time being a fucking twat waffle, is make your fucking game better.
What's the difference between a twat waffle and twat burger?
One's vegan friendly.
The twat
Zing.
The twat burger is between two buns, and the twat waffle is pressed.
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, me too.
No, I think my favorite thing about this is when they're in their lawsuit, like in the write-up for it, what they believe the terms fair use means is utterly hysterical because they claim that it is not fair use because literally what they're saying is not fair.
Yep.
That's what they think fair use is.
That's what they think. Yes.
Yes. They're like, the criticisms that he levied against our games were unfounded and unfair, violating fair use. I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots, and you are going to get laughed out of court.
What the fuck?
Yes, that is a thing.
Yep. This has gone back and forth with Digital Homicide filing DMCA takedowns on YouTube. They were really one of these first companies that and a lot of indie devs and even bigger devs, bigger publishers have come out and decided to squash criticism. Where if they don't like the content of your video, they'll file a DMCA takedown, even though your content didn't feature a scrap of content related to theirs.
Yeah, and this there's nothing wrong with this system, guys. There's nothing wrong here.
God, it is. This is just a shit show. If you're interested, you should listen to the episode of Jim Stirling's podcast where Romaine did a interview on it. It's pretty interesting, and the fists start flying right out of the gate.
It's literally 3 hours of name calling, and it is funny as hell.
Mm-hmm. Not mentioned in any of the articles, though, is at the end of the month they're thinking about changing their name to Digital Suicide because that's what they're committing.
Oh man, what idiots these guys are!
Still butthurt.
I can't believe that anyone is actually that stupid, especially on the count of the fair use.
At least this provides more entertainment to us than the guy doing Bear Simulator who just called it quits because his feelings were hurt.
Oh, who Phil fished out of it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just interesting that their idea for this is we're going to review his review of our game, and then I love Jim Stirling's comeback to literally just do the same thing and to review their review video and just keep it going.
It really was. It was very fun watching this play out because I saw this happen in real time. This has been since he's left The Escapist.
Right.
I think maybe even the first one came on. It was on The Escapist right around the time where he switched off of it.
Yeah, because it was early 2014, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, just watching this all unfold, I was just sort of like kind of entertained by it.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, as soon as Romaine came out and tried to fire back, I was like, this is not going to work out for you, bud. This is not going to go well for you. It's not because I mean, and I love Jim Stirling's content, but it was not like, dude, Jim's going to fucking smoke you. It was just like,
it's
this
like
is
when you're trying to
dude.
heckle a comedian.
Yes.
It's not going to fucking work. He has the mic, you motherfucker.
Exactly.
He does this professionally.
You know what this is like? This is like somebody going to a comedy show, piping up, heckling, trying to become a part of the show, and then suing the comedy club afterwards because their feelings got hurt. Fuck you.
Well, that was dumb.
Fuck you, Romaine. You fucking thin-skinned pile of shit.
It's not like he even tried to fire back well. His comeback was shitty and awful. Like, if you're going to go for it, you better nail it or sit in silence. Those are your options. If they had just taken it with a grain of salt, no one would have thought twice about it.
Exactly. That's the thing, is that if they had never responded, Stirling would have moved on to his next thing.
Yep. And it wouldn't have hurt their sales any.
No.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No, at all. At all.
Anyone got a preference between a twat waffle and a blue waffle? I'm partial to a toy nugget. FEC, hash it's twat not tutu.
Thank you for the donation, Thor.
There he is.
Yeah, we haven't seen Thor in a minute.
We missed you, buddy.
Yeah, nice to see you again. Thor and his always entertaining donations. Yeah, but I think that this is, I mean, first of all, it's a little bit frightening because he has to respond to this. Like, no matter what, Stirling's got to respond to this, and it just creates an entire legal headache for this guy to fucking have to deal with.
Yeah.
I really do feel bad for Stirling in this case because these guys smell money that's just not there.
Yeah.
At the very best case scenario, he still has to go waste a day in court.
Exactly. In an Arizona court.
Yeah. In the best case scenario, he's got to go to Arizona and represent himself in court. And in the worst case scenario, actually hire a lawyer and pay for that shit. Although he can probably countersue for those fees, but it's stupid.
Yeah, because they have money.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But you're at the very worst, he has to waste his time to go defend himself with this.
It's just it really is pretty surprising. I really think that this should just be thrown out on its face. If it moves forward, I think that's definitely something to pay attention to.
I mean, and not just in our little corner of the internet, but in all forms of criticism, you better watch out. Movie critics everywhere, book critics, everything is now on notice if that advances, which is why it's not going to advance, because no judge is going to set that legal precedent.
No. Why don't you take us to court, James? Huh? So we called you a fucking twat waffle and burger. Why don't you take us to court, too?
Sorry for the
That's
emotional
sarcasm.
Nobody likes you. Nobody likes your shitty games. Nobody's going to buy your shitty games. And everyone hates your guts. Because you're a child. You don't know how to respond to criticism. Somebody tells me I suck, I'm like, I don't care.
Probably.
Nate, you suck.
If an arguably larger YouTube channel made a video about how much we suck, do you think that I would try to, you think I'd try to take them to court?
No, we'd play it on our show to get exposure.
You would fight back.
I would respond.
You
yeah,
take
absolutely.
them to the court. That is the internet.
The court of public opinion.
So stupid. All right, we got to get out of here. We've run it a little bit over time here today. Thank you guys for tuning into Final Encountercast. We'll be back next Sunday. How exciting is that?
Sounds so nice to hear.
Yes, it does. We will be back next Sunday at 5 p.m. here on twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. If you want to get your midweek fix of gaming talk, join us Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for refresh here on twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. And if you happen to play FF14, head on over to limitbreakradio.com and check out our other show, Limit Break Radio. So thank you. If you just kind of stumbled across the show, hit the follow button. Join us each and every single week, Sundays at 5 for Final Encountercast. This show's pretty cool because we allow you to call in. We allow you to be a part of the show, which you can do at Final Encountercast on Skype or 810-207-1764. Thank you to our caller today, Will. We greatly appreciate you calling in and sharing your opinion.
You're a bitch.
You've got to answer to that. That was Chris.
That was me.
Chris did it.
That was mean.
Wow.
That was a drop.
It's scary when even Nate's passing the blame off. He doesn't want to deal with that.
No. No way. I don't want to have to be like, Will be like, why'd you call me a bitch on Wednesday? And I'd be like, no, I didn't. Then we just smooth that whole situation over right now.
Is it really smooth?
It's very smooth.
As a baby's bottom.
You notice how how Robbie was the one who mentioned the baby's bottom.
The bit that never ends.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, hit that follow button. Let us know what you think about the show over at finalencountercast.com. If you missed any portion of today's show, check it out. Download the full episode over at Final Encountercast. Episodes come out Mondays. So make sure that you head on over and check it out tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Nate for Robbie, Chris, Callie, and Nika. Have a good one. See ya.